When you meet Wildwood Dean Price, it doesn't take long to figure out that you've just met someone who eats, sleeps, and breathes all things Red River. From its murky waters to the rough stumps that peer out from underneath, a haven for the fish and other game that sustained Dean and his family as a boy. And then there's the underbrush that sprouts up near its banks.
They're little mongrel trees, I always call them. There's 7 species of dogwood, and they grow in wet, swampy area, and it's a real hard, fibrous material. It's as hard as hickory, and it has a lot of fibers in it that lets it bend, and so when it's green, I can bend it.
After 2 other careers, Wildwood Dean started molding stalks of dogwood into furniture. That was back in 1986. Dogwood's brute strength as a material, coupled with its extreme flexibility, makes it ideal for furniture material.
My main business was building things from willow and dogwood for the merchandising industry. I built for Neiman Marcus and Lord Taylor and all those big department stores.
But his wood shop burned almost 10 years ago. And like the ever-changing course of the mighty Red, Dean's life took even more unexpected turns.
But I'm kind of retired. After my shop burned, my mother and my aunt became terminally ill. My aunt had Alzheimer's and my mother had terminal cancer. And I took 2 years of my life and just took care of them. That's all I did. I was right by the bedside for 2 years. And during that time, I began to write about everything that happened to me on Red River.
Today, the writing is what sustains the 65-year-old. Maybe not financially, but the old furniture maker turned explorer and author gets a kick out of the stories he's gathered over the years. His first published book uses the Red as the main backdrop for a bit of historical fiction.
Evening shadows had grown long, and Sam and Sharp were still arguing about a good place to stop for the night. They finally agreed to camp on the edge of a deep ravine, which seemed to be getting deeper and appeared heading in the right direction to get them back to Red.
Treasure River has been Dean's main river project for the past 5 years and included research and actual events that happened, even though the book is considered fiction. Dean's devotion to this waterway has even allowed him to see the river's banks as far downstream as Fulton, Arkansas. A recent trip by boat meant more stories from other people that have made their homes between here and there.
I would have to dig back in my notes to tell you exactly, but there was one family at Highway 271 north of Paris.
Like at Albion?
Albion was the neatest place on Red River.
As we trekked upstream for a few miles with Dean, it was obvious he belongs here, just like the characters in his book. And that's TEXOMA Tales. From the banks of the Red River in Fannin County, I'm Charlie Haldeman, First News.